everyone, welcome to Tips and Tricks with TPV Season 1 Episode 3. In today's episode, I will be talking about different range of fabrics. And before we get into the video, let me divide the fabrics on the basis of their range in three parts. We have high range fabric, medium range fabric and low range fabric. A lot of us believe in this fact that the more expensive our fabric is, the better our garment is going to look. I call this an absolute myth. You will realize why I call this a myth towards the end of the video. Let me explain this notion further with an experience that I personally had last year. Fortunately enough, I got to visit my favorite designers last year. I went to a lot of cities in India. I went to Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta, Indore. And while I was traveling and visiting all these designers, I previewed their collection under one roof. This is when I realized that a lot of my favorite designers use medium range fabric to curate their collection. Now, why I'm emphasizing on the medium range fabric is because I wouldn't be able to make out the difference if I would not see it that closely. The way the garment is stitched and cut did not make me realize that the fabric is actually not a pure fabric. So what is important here is when we go shopping next, what we have to keep in mind is not what the fabric is made up of, not how expensive the fabric is. What is important is that how the fabric is stitched, how the fabric is cut, what embroidery is used on the fabric, how the fabric is falling on your body, and how the structure of the whole garment. You have to keep that in mind. Not the fact that the fabric is expensive or the fabric is semi or the fabric is low quality. तो ये हमारा जो नोशन होता है वो एकदम ही गलत होता है. एंड आई पर्सनली वॉज ऑल्सो अ प्रे टू दिस सॉर्ट ऑफ अ नोशन. आई वुड ऑलवेज थिंक दैट जितना महंगा फैब्रिक होगा उतना अच्छा गारमेंट बन के आएगा. After my travels last year, I sort of realized that is not important. Finding a right designer for you to cut your garment and stitch your garment is something that is more important than a fabric. A garment is 20% of the fabric and 80% of how it is cut and stitched. I'm constantly emphasizing on the fact that how the garment is cut and stitched, which has to be taken into consideration. And once you realize the importance of cutting and stitching, you will never ever believe in the fact that the garment or the fabric is semi or pure or low quality. And I hope this tip really helps, and next time you go out shopping, you keep this in mind and do not get disappointed if you're on a budget that you cannot afford a pure fabric and your garment will not turn out to be the way it is supposed to be. I hope you really understand and keep this tip in mind and come back to me with the results. Thank you.